We got some interesting updates on wide receiver Keenan Allen for the Chicago Bears, and this can be pretty pivotal when it comes to this offseason. What is up, guys? Welcome back to So Back Sports, and I'm so back with another video. And the update we're speaking of is Mike Williams posting and kind of suggesting and hinting really return for Keenan Allen to come back to the Chargers. And I know that, you know, Keenan Allen's been a wide receiver for the Chicago Bears for about a year now. And one thing is for certain is that, with the Instagram post like this, it's going to bring some eyes and some attention to, potentially being Keenan Allen's one and only season is a Chicago Bear. And at this repost as well shows that he is eventually doubling down on, you know, maybe his time at Chicago is over. But before we get into more information about my thoughts, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Really means a lot. We're about to hit 600 subscribers, so feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below for the algorithm, and let's get on with the rest of this video. I think for the most part, it's been kind of a done deal at this point. Keenan Allen doesn't seem to, fit our timeline per se. As much as I really wanted the Bears to bring him back, and being that safety blanket for Caleb Williams this past season, and how inconsistent this offense has been, even with Keenan Allen, is pretty much why are doing a big overhaul in this upcoming draft and focusing on the wide receivers that we have, like Roma Dunze, DJ Moore. We got Devin Duvernay as a special teams unit, Olamide Zacchaeus as well from the Commanders. And you had to prioritize speed. And while Keenan Allen, if you look at his time here in Chicago, statistically, if you let me move this closer as well for everyone to view. If you look at his stats, he in 2021 had 1,138 yards, and then he had a little bit of a drop off in 2022 with 752, and comparing that to 2024 where he had 744 yards and 7 touchdowns. Obviously the touchdown uh, are more than what he had in 2022. But the yardage was not there, and the production in 15 games, because in the last 3 seasons, this is the most he's ever played as a Chicago as on the field. He's been pretty healthy relatively in the last 3 years, and even so, he was only able to muster a 744 yards, and that can pretty much be explained for a lot of reasons. The offensive inconsistencies, play calling inconsistencies, and you know things like that will definitely take a toll on a wide receiver's ability to get yardage. And I think near the tail end of this year, he started to, get some speed and try to, make the most of what the season had, because they were not making the playoffs. And it was something that Caleb really needed when it comes to consistency. And that's one thing I really am having trouble when people are saying, like, ah, I mean, Keenan Allen is not useful, whatever. He didn't do great, and he wasn't useful at all in this offense. Well, that's not true, because you clearly can, in this inconsistent offense where you fired your offensive coordinator, you fired your head coach, and you had an interim head coach as your offensive coordinator, and your play calling is still worse nonetheless. No matter what you do with the interim head coach, your play calling is not much better. And even then, he was still able to muster 744 yards with, by all means, a rookie in Caleb Williams trying to figure out this offense. And with the experience that Keenan Allen had, I felt that, and I feel like people should realize how valuable that is when it comes to a rookie's development. And while the development wasn't necessarily up to a great start this past season, I think that Keenan Allen was able to bring that level of experience, with the route running, the short yardage situations, being that safety blanket is something that Caleb Williams needed. And I felt like he was very useful. Personally, I would have brought him back just so that you can have that consistency. But Ben Johnson, I think, understands that, you know, Keenan Allen's going to definitely ask for a little bit more money than what we were willing to give. And we gave up a decent amount of our cap space to the free agents that we brought, like Ode Ingbo, and the contracts that we got for Dahlman, um, and the rest of the free agents that we got, Grady Jarrett, Joe Tooney, who has to also get a contract as well. And I felt like there was an emphasis on the offensive line. While it would have been nice, and I really wished it had worked a lot better with Keenan Allen, because Keenan Allen, when that trade happened, like about I want to say in July, I don't remember exactly when, or June it happened. It was nuts. It was genuinely out of nowhere. It was out of left field. Oh wait, no, it didn't happen in June. It happened in April. It was right before the Justin Fields trade that had occurred. And Keenan Allen was, on his way out from the Chargers, and he would have brought, this wide receiver core with, DJ Moore at the time, and then you add Roma Dunze as well from the draft, and this was a three-headed beast of a wide receiver room that the Chicago Bears have curated under then and hopefully never again Shane Waldron. But the issue arises when you can't use your wide receivers properly. And I think that was a big portion of the reason why Keenan Allen's numbers did not accurately reflect his time here. And I'm kind of honestly surprised that he was even able to get these stats in the first place. But that just shows you how well and how good of a wide receiver he is in such turmoil, being in a 9 to 10 game losing streak, losing in heartbreaking fashion time and time again, to come out there and still drop 7 touchdowns and help your rookie quarterback, you know, make the most of what the season ended up being. That's what I think is more valuable going forward for the Chicago Bears. And while it may not be with the future for the Chicago Bears to keep Keenan Allen. And, I would like to see him go back to the Chargers because they really do need that wide receiver help. And I'm going to be real. I don't know why they got rid of him in the first place, because I get it. He wanted to get money, but like, I mean, yeah, Lad McConkey was really good, and you definitely got that what you're worth with that fourth overall pick. But, I would say like it would have been good for Justin Herbert to have a good wide receiver to be like in your system. And I think a lot of, veteran wide receiver help is needed amongst the league. I would say I see like some teams like the Commanders who are looking for another veteran wide receiver, the Patriots who are looking, and the Texans as well. But Patriots adding Stephon Diggs and then the Texans still needing that wide receiver help a little bit with Tank Dell's injury of being a little bit in flux and Stephon Diggs departing from there as well. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below about Keenan Allen. I feel like his time here has, been very misconstrued. And I feel his time here should be seen as more of a bright spot rather than not so. Because yes, he had some drops, but for the most part, I felt like he was pretty consistent, even in a team full of inconsistency. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. And that's going to do it for today's video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one.